Hello, you guys. Welcome to this week's episode of Enlightened Investments. Today we have our special guest, Magically Bree.
Hi, it's me, Magically Bree. I'm trying to make sure that my camera is all the way where we want it to be, girl. So let me see. Good. You can see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. Okay, great. So I'm Magically Bree. I call myself the magical bestie because, I just want to be that supportive, non-judgmental support spiritual guider. You know what I'm saying? So the places you can find me are on Instagram at Magically Bree. That's like my main page. My divination page, divination.by.bestie. I just recently changed that, so y'all can find me there. And I have an online presence as well. So if you just search Magically Bree, I'm pretty sure you'll find me. You know what I'm saying? You'll find a website, you'll find me on Etsy. Whatever I'm working on, it'll pop up, okay? So yeah, that's me.
Yes, make sure y'all go find my girl. I'll definitely put her links in the description of this video so that you guys will have easy access. And not only is Magically Bree an artist and a diviner and a conjurer, but y'all, she creates her own divination tools. And there is something that's very special about that. Like anybody can grab a pack of index cards and write their little oracle messages on them. But to go in and do your own digital art and create your own meanings and then develop your own divination systems, that is just a whole different level of talent right there. So not only do y'all need to go check my girl out for her readings, y'all need to go buy them decks, okay?
I'm telling you, and I'm really trying to get into my art bag, and I feel like art is very spiritual. I think we'll get into that as we talk as well. So thank you for that. A little shout out, a little love.
Of course.
Mhm.
Okay, so just to start off and get an icebreaker, tell the people, how did your spiritual journey start? Like, what got you into all this before you got deep down into the rabbit hole? Like, where did it begin?
Where did it begin? Okay. So we'll start definitely with me being a teenager, being very curious. I always had an inkling to like astrology. I think that was definitely the first of the first, like, oh, I'm a Scorpio. And what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? And then I love books. I'll be in the bookstore, I'll be at half price books, but I'm always gonna find myself in like that spiritual section. So I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret, y'all. My first tarot deck, they say that you're supposed to get it gifted or whatever. Why I shoplifted their deck? And I was so spooked. I was young. I was probably like 16 years old. And I was thinking, oh my God, the readings are going to be all bad because I stole the deck. So, I'm already thinking kind of like a spiritual person. I think it's just innate. I think it was just something that was on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I get it,
But
because
definitely
I feel like,
astrology.
yeah, I feel like that's my story as well. I feel like it was just always been in me and on me. And once I got of age enough to research things on my own and get my own books and all of that, it just went from there, and it's just
Yes,
continued to
ma'am.
progress. So
Mhm.
I get it. I get it. So going into that, because I know that you and I have a lot of similar placements.
Mhm.
What is your sun, moon, and rising sign, and how would you say that it affects you the most, first spiritually, but then in your relationships?
Okay, that's a great question. Okay, so I'm a Scorpio sun, I have a Taurus moon, and I'm a Sagittarius rising. Okay, so spiritually, I definitely feel Scorpio water sign. That's gonna be intuitive. That's gonna be very spiritual. I feel like all water signs are just like close to the spiritual world. You know what I'm saying? So Taurus moon, I feel like the Taurus moon, I love it. I feel like it makes me very motherly. I am a mom, so of course that adds to me being like a good mom. Really, like I feel like that Taurus moon, it's very motherly and comforting. I like to cook. I like to do like things inside the house. So I think that comes from my Taurus moon, but my Sag rising is completely different. And I had a difficulty with that one. I don't know if you have any placements that you like, I don't know about that, that placement, but that's how I was with my Sag rising. And girl, it makes me want to have fun all the time. It just makes me goofy and fun, and I just want to have a good time. And sometimes it don't be, it's not giving.
It's very Sagittarian. It's very Sagittarian.
For real, girl.
I get what you're saying though, because I felt like that about my Leo moon before I understood that I also have Leo Chiron and Leo Midhaven, and then like dove into the Leo archetype a little bit deeper. But I was like, this, first of all, I don't even like Leos. Let's just start with that.
Right. That's how it was said. I'm like, you guys,
Like, first of all, I don't even like y'all. Second of all, like,
but it makes
what
sense,
the
right?
hell?
Once you find out, you're like, oh,
yeah,
probably right.
And now I've created better relationships with the Leos in my life, and I've gained new Leo friends and things of that nature. So it all ends up balancing out and working out. But your placements, like specifically, it explains why you're so artistic. And I don't know why I never really put that together, but it makes sense because you have the influence of the underworld from the Scorpio energy. You have this freedom of expression coming in from that Sag energy. And then you have this Venetian need to make people feel good and feel a message from the art with that Taurus moon. So that makes perfect sense.
It just all wraps up together, girl. Okay, but you asked about the relationships, like how does it affect the relationships? And I don't know. I think I would focus more so on my Venus for that, because I got a Capricorn Venus. I don't really like it. I really, that's another one. I don't know, because I feel like Capricorn Venus, I feel like, I don't know, every relationship is something that I could improve, or I see potential in everything. I see potential in everybody. So it's like, you could be my little project. We can make this work. And it's not given that all the time. So I feel like relationships are easy, but they're also hard, because I could see myself with a lot of different energies, a lot of different people, because I could work with it. I'm Capricorn, we could work with it. But people don't always, live up to that potential that I see,
You having a Capricorn Venus and a Taurus moon, you need to be with somebody who can not like support you as in like make you a housewife and have you
Don't
put
say
your
it.
feet up.
Don't say it. They need to support me.
But
they need to invest in me. They're going
yes.
to have, because I'm gonna make it pop. You just gotta invest.
But if they are not able to invest in you, whether it be financially, mentally, emotionally, if there is something lacking within that investment and you feel like you don't have any way to harness their energy to help improve your status or situation or whatever the case may be, you're not going to want to deal with them for long. And that's just how that's going to go every single time. And then you being a
I can't
Scorpio,
look at potential. I have to look at what can you do to help me, because I'm gonna help us. You know what I'm saying?
yes, because that's the only way that the relationship is going to make sense for you. And you having that Scorpio on Sag, it's like it gets a little tricky because it's like you'll get away from the practical aspect of that and be like, okay, let's just explore this because it feels good for right now and enjoy it. But then later on, you end up resenting it because what the fuck did you give me? Nothing.
So exactly. So yes, girl. Yup.
Yeah.
It's
So
gonna be a whole lot of self-realization going on this Zoom.
So yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That is so interesting that you have the Capricorn Venus though. I don't know why
I
I didn't
know.
expect that. Okay. So my next question to you, what is one experience that you would say was like a catalyst in your spiritual growth?
Okay. And I have to think, because I feel like there has been so many different shifts that has led me. I got to think. You know what? And I feel like I had one recently, and I don't know if that's how you're thinking about it. Like, I don't know. I had one recently though. And I'll say I think I should talk about it a little bit because it kind of like opened my eyes to like how tapped in I am. Even though I've been doing this for years, I know I'm tapped in, but it's like that reminder. So a family member of mine called me for a reading. Girl, I never thought I would see the day because I always like my family's very religious, you know what I'm saying? They're not really into that, you know, but when they called me for the reading and the type of reading, it was an ancestral tap in, like, can you tap in with this energy that's been visiting me? And I started reading and I felt so connected. I was like, oh my God. I've been knowing that. I think that that's just like a different level. It's been so many different things like that that happen to me all the time. So it's so hard for me to just pick one. You know what I'm saying? Like that one thing because it's always constantly happening. So like I thought I was gonna speak in tongues the other day and I was scared. I was like, oh my God.
I
Don't
always
start
get
doing
scared
that
when I
because
feel
I
like I'm
feel
about to
it.
start speaking in tongues too. I don't know why. I'm trying to
You
break
can feel
myself
that
out of
burn.
that.
It's coming up. It's
Yeah.
bubbling up, and I'm like, okay. I feel like that'll be a catalyst for that next level. Like when I actually let go and I'm released and I let it come out, it's gonna be powerful. So it just happens a lot. It happens a lot, but and I don't want to get into when I first because I used to be psycho. I ain't gonna lie, like I was doing just spiritual stuff, not knowing the effect that it could have on my environment and the people around me. You know what I'm saying? So I was just wild. So now I'm calm and I'm learning, like, you know, you can spiritually grow without,
Being chaotic.
yeah, being chaotic and just seeing a whole bunch of crazy changes in your life. It's not that, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, I totally
girl.
get that. It's definitely always a movement, always a shift, always a next level to
Mm-hmm.
transcend into for sure. Um, what is one thing that you would say just like really made you go harder? Like something that happened that you were like, I know for a fact that spirit is truth and everything else is a lie. Like I have those moments almost every day, but one big thing that happened was recently, actually, one big thing that happened. I had been talking to my grandpa, talking to him, and about the relationship between my mom and my grandma, and like helping me to heal that relationship and like balance things out between the maternal dynamic in my family, between my mama
Mm-hmm.
and her sister, my mama and her mama, my aunt
That
and her mama.
divine
Like,
feminine energies. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just was having this conversation with him. And like I've been feeling like he's just resistant. And I feel like that's fair because even while he was alive, he tried to fix it, but it just
Right.
didn't work. So something told me like, girl, like you can't go to your ancestors for this. You just need to fast and you need to go to God. Like that's what you need to do. You need to fast, you need to go to
Mm-hmm.
God. So I did. I fasted. I said a nice, beautiful prayer. I did that for 7 days. And
Mm-hmm.
then lo and behold, things started moving. They didn't completely heal all the years of trauma and everybody's
Right.
all kumbaya, but there's a level of peace and forgiveness that was not there previously. And so that really like reminded me like before anything else, there's always spirit and spirit is in
Right.
everything. So like it was a clarifying moment. Like of course we all know that, but we forget. Like it's so easy to just forget that because
I mean,
everybody's like,
okay, so I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about all the times that spirit really just like show up and then you
yeah.
can't deny it. It's like you can't say that that's anything other than God. I mean, people are going to have other wording for it, right? But
Mhm.
you know, you've been knowing me for a while. You knew me before this happened. You probably, you know, I don't know if you knew, but I almost got smushed by a tree in my house, right?
Oh
A
yeah.
tornado came through and it blew my house was really small. It blew a tree right on top of it. But before that happened, I was taking a nap and I got woken up by spirit. Wake up, grab your phone, grab your tablet, grab your stuff. And I see it's raining. I see the wind, and I'm like, oh my God. So I grab my phone to like take a video of the wind, and the tree just falls on my house. Pretty much every room of the house got hit except for the room I was in. So
Oh my,
it was like my kids weren't there, they were at school, so it was just like after that I've just been so like my life, oh my God, you woke me up, it was just like
you
wow.
just feel blessed
I
after that.
can't deny it. Yeah, you can never
Yeah.
deny nothing like that after you've been through something like that. And it's been several
Mhm.
things that have happened. I've been in car accidents, I've been, it's been so much stuff that I'm like, dang, you always showing me, you every day showing me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
it's
why it's
powerful.
important. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's why you gotta stay in it. Like
Hmm. Yeah.
you can't be like people in church, they call it lukewarm, and
Hmm.
it's not really that you're lukewarm because you're sinning one day and praying to God the next day. We're
Hmm.
human, we're gonna do that. But it's lukewarm because you constantly put your mind and your body over spirit. Spirit
Hmm.
should be your first authority in everything. And when you refuse to accept that, things get chaotic because your body has limits, your mind has its limits, spirit is limitless.
Hmm.
So if you allow spirit to be the authority, you are limitless. As soon as you let your flesh have authority over you, as soon as you let your mind have authority over you, you're limiting yourself. You're cutting yourself off from protection, from abundance, from favor. And so I think that's why it's just so important
You got
to
to do the
stay in
spiritual
it.
work. I say
Yeah,
that all the time. You got to do the spiritual work. You got to do the work, period. You got to do it. Like you can't neglect
it's
it and
no,
think everything's going to be cool.
it's no other option. It's no other
But I
option.
think for us, 11, we do this as a profession. So it's mandatory. I feel like for other
Mhm.
people, if they're not necessarily working in the spiritual business, they don't feel like that's as important as we probably do because we know we know what we got to do because we got to do it. It's not
But it's
optional.
you're right. You're right. The fact that we do it for work, it makes it that much more prevalent and it sets off an alarm in our heads pretty much to like stay in it. But
And I would
everybody,
beg anybody that is doing it for money reasons to not just be doing it for money and actually be doing the work because that's how you're gonna get your life messed up. I'm not trying to be
definitely.
dramatic or fear mongering, but that's there's consequences. So
Hmm. Yeah, there's definitely consequences to that. And if you're going to get into this line of work, don't do it for money. To be honest, there's money in it. I'm not going to say there's not that much money in it. There's money in it. But if you do it for the money, you're going to be burnt out. You're going to get drained.
mhm,
Things are going to happen that you're probably not going to like. You need to do it for heart, for
for the
purpose.
passion of it, yeah.
Yeah. For like, if you were called and you have the gift, not like just I
Oh,
saw
I
somebody
can get
doing
some
this and it
money,
looked
right?
cool. So yeah. But everybody, even if you are not like a spiritual practitioner or you don't have
You
a
need to
spiritual
do it,
business,
right?
you need to be doing the work and you need to keep spirit as the authority. I don't know why in this season, spirit has told me to just preach that message everywhere,
Mhm.
but I'm telling you, like,
Amen.
it's things are definitely going to
I
get worse
say
before they get better.
yes. Okay. Yes, I feel it.
Okay, so my next question to you, how did you feel about marrying your spiritual practice with your business initially? Like, what kind of challenges came up for you around that? Because I know for
Okay.
me, it was hard, but I just felt like I had to. I didn't have any other choice.
That I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like the pandemic pushed me even further because I started my business in 2018, but I was still
Mhm.
working, you know what I'm saying? I still worked at the nursing home, I was an activities person, but I still did like readings on the side. I didn't really even have that many clients or anything. but I did it. I started selling decks. That's what I started like really focusing on. I sold a lot of decks on Etsy, like over 300 decks. Then the pandemic happened, and a lot of changes happened in my personal life because I couldn't work anymore. They shut down the place that I worked at. Well, I could work, but I wasn't working at that place anymore because COVID shut that place down. It was a dementia care center. You don't want anything like COVID running through a place like that. So they shut that down. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? I was living with my dad. I got on Vigo and I met you. I met a whole bunch of different spiritualists, you know what I'm saying? And the tribe of Ashe, shout out to the tribe. Hey,
yes, shout out to the tribe. Hey, mother.
So I think that kind of accelerated, like, oh, you could probably actually just do this for money. Like, people will pay you for your readings. You need to get out there. And I had already did live on Facebook for a year or something before I did Vigo. But Vigo really pushed me a little bit further to just like, okay, start offering readings, start getting your clientele up. And from there, I applied to, some online or like, the phone service type things, did that. And it built up from that, but it just kind of just made sense to me. The biggest challenge is my family, their perception. My grandma's really, really, really religious. Kojic, Church of God in Christ, shout out to them. But yeah, she was definitely like, you can't be doing this, showing me, scripture in the Bible talking about divination and how you cannot do it. And to me, it was something like, why wouldn't I do it? Like you want me to go work at Dollar General? It just don't make sense to me. Like if God give you a gift, I think of this as like the aces in the tarot deck. They're handing you the thing, right? They're handing you the cup. They're handing you the wine. You don't have to take it. You can leave it. But I feel like if I'm getting handed this opportunity to make decent money, take care. I got 3 kids. You feel me? Why wouldn't I take the opportunity to stay at home, work my business? I'm good at it. I have people that come back, returning business. Why wouldn't I build off of that? I feel like that would be very unwise of me if I was to act like that with God's gift. Yeah. You feel me? Like I gave you away and you didn't take it. I gave you away, you didn't take it. You were made for this. Why don't you take that opportunity and build on that? And that's what I'm doing. And I feel like I have been very much blessed in doing that. You feel me? So it was hard, and it was hard for me to explain my way of thinking because I know that it's so different from other people. But I think that it's different. I don't know how everybody else be thinking, but I tried to explain to her like, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't really tell me not to. I am. And that's probably my Sag rising and that Scorpio. We don't really get told no or that you shouldn't do something. Like you tell me no, I'm gonna do more of it. You feel me? Yes. I'm gonna show you why I should be doing it. So
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I had the same experience. Like people just, they don't understand. And then also like, I have a metaphysical understanding of the Bible and like, I just view religion very differently than most people because I've studied it. So it's just like, I just think people need to evolve and elevate their minds and understand that God would not.
And I think they are. I feel like they coming around because the thing of it, like back in the gap, like 2018, I started on Facebook, of course, posting all of my, this is what I'm doing. This is astrology. And a certain somebody ain't gonna drop no names hit my inbox like, why are you posting all this witchy stuff? So to this day, I don't really post on Facebook like that, but it's just like people just, I don't know, they be closed-minded.
They do. Like I used to have people messaging me like, why are you doing this? This goes against God. Why are you posting this?
Yeah.
But now it's not as as frequent. I
Because they
mean,
know that's really what it is with us.
yeah,
So, but I don't
like
really post on there no more because I just don't want the extra drama, from because it's mostly family on my Facebook. So if you're trying to get at me, get on Instagram. That's why they probably on Instagram too. Like, look at what she's doing.
I don't think my family is like that anymore. I think
Uh-huh.
they know, like, because I've been like this since I was a kid. Like
Right.
from 4 and 5 years old, I'm delivering messages from spirit. I'm prophesying. I'm doing that kind of stuff. So it's like they've known that I have had these gifts. I just decided to really work on them and refine them and like be an open channel. And I'm not gonna lie, in the past, because I'm so curious and I'm a Scorpio rising, I always want to dig deeper and
Mhm.
go beneath the surface and like find a new level and like unlock the next freaking ring. Like I'm ready to, and I'm a
Mhm.
Capricorn. Like I want it all. Just
Right.
greedy when it comes to
Right.
spiritual knowledge and
You go
power
down
and
the
all the
rabbit
things.
hole for real.
Yes. So I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I have been I think too eager, and that has led to chaos because I'm just doing stuff or reading stuff and not applying it, and it's just
Mhm.
like leading me all over the place and chasing my tail. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
when I really center and bring it down and I say, this is about me building relationship with God, building relationship with the God in me and accessing the God in me, it makes sense, and not
Yeah.
only does it make
Definitely.
sense in the spiritual context, but even when I talk to my elders and I say, look, I'm building relationship. This is what I'm doing. I'm not over here casting or conjuring up demons and sending out hexes and
Right.
doing all of
Right.
this
Everything.
evil
The first
stuff.
mind goes to like, oh, you doing evil. Why you can't? Why your first mind can't be? Oh, she doing good for the world. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
So I've learned to like really, if they ask me, which they don't even ask about it anymore because like I've just been
Mm-hmm.
doing this for so long, they already know. And I post on Facebook all the time. So they know about my
Yeah.
business too. I don't care. On my personal page and my business page, I'm
Mm-hmm.
posting about my business. I do not care.
Right.
But like when they do ask me, the thing that I tell them, especially lately, because I've just been led back to this, just like I am focused on the
Mm-hmm.
Holy Spirit. Okay. And I'm spreading the knowledge to people that you have access to the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is what matters. Okay. Everything else is futile.
Right.
You can focus on all these deities, you can focus on all the planets, you can do all the things. Everything is going to lead back to astrology, numerology,
Mm-hmm.
and the Holy Spirit. Even in the Bible, that's what everything leads back to.
Mm-hmm.
So before you try to come tell me
Mm-hmm.
anything, come to me knowing something.
Right. Because I might mess around and let you know that I got a better relationship with God than you make. Like, you might
Girl,
be feeling salty. Like,
girl, I've
right.
had several arguments with people over that kind of stuff, but I'm to the point now where I don't even argue because it's just like the knowledge speaks for itself, the
Yeah.
aura speaks for itself.
People gonna
Like I
feel
don't
like
have
how
to say
they
anything.
feel. Yeah. Yeah.
So I get it. I totally get it. It's really hard to publicly take this walk because nobody really expects you to
Mm-hmm.
succeed. Some people think you're just a scammer. They don't believe in what you do anyway, or you're just a grifter and you're just like taking people's money, and it's just
Right.
like a toxic perception because in all actuality, y'all fucking need diviners. Y'all need conjurers, y'all need spiritual healers, energy healers. If y'all did not have us, the
Y'all
doctors, the
need, yeah.
psychologists, the paramedics, none of this shit would exist. It's all
Because
extensions
they're
of
dealing
that.
with the physical, we're dealing with the spiritual. Right. Just because you can't really see the spiritual, you may not be as tapped in. It's always present, omnipresent, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, they need spiritual workers. We need more spiritual workers. And the spiritual workers need to be collaborating with each other rather than I'm like feeling like I don't know because I'm kind of torn on this because I know there are a lot of grifters. I know there are a lot of people that
There are.
make this spiritual work like a
I
scam
can't
or
see it.
whatever. But I see you. Can you see me?
It's just black. I can hear you though. Oh, I can
It
see
should
it.
be.
Dang, your audio went out. Go out and come back in.
You see me?
Mm-mm.
What's going on? What's going on? I see you.
I can hear you though. So if your video goes out, it's okay. You still have the audio, but we gotta have your audio. And see
Okay.
now, oh, I was about to
Yeah.
say, see now I can hear you, but I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So hopefully the video comes back up. But let me see. What were we talking about? I forgot just that quick. Oh,
um,
the spiritual is just as present as the physical, but you may not be tapped in, so you need somebody like us to tap you in.
yes, exactly. Okay, Bree left. She's gonna come back in, I'm sure, and we gonna see if her audio and video is better.
I think it is, because my internet is messing it up.
That's okay. I can hear you, so I think we good to go. But you were saying
Okay.
some people are grifters, and yes, some people are grifters, some people are scammers, some people have no idea what the hell they're doing. They just taking people money because they think
Mhm.
it's the easy hustle. But when you have people like me
Right.
who've been studying this stuff for years, who have gone on our own spiritual journeys and can be a testament, have a testimony to the ways in which spirit works and shows up
Hmm.
in our lives, and we can channel and deliver messages to you that you may not have been able to fully grasp on your own and take you deeper. Like, you definitely need somebody like that in your corner. And a good way to tell the difference is somebody who's a scammer, somebody who's a grifter, they're always looking to get something from you. They're looking to get something from you. They want
Hmm.
information, they want money, they want emotion, they want your energy. Me and Magic, we are just simply looking to help you enlighten yourself and evolve. If we can be if we can assist you in that, great. We want to assist you with that in any way that we can. But we do want you to actually get to a point where you can do the work on your
You
own.
can do it.
Yes.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that's the difference. Like, that's how you can know if somebody is for fake or for real, to be honest with y'all. Everybody
Hmm.
has bills and we all have, things that we need to pay. So I'm not gonna say like just because they're charging you an obscene amount of money, they're fake. But I will tell you, if they're trying to tell you that you have to depend on them and go through them and everything needs to come through them for this and for that, and you need to pay
Right.
everything for this and that, you go to them for a relationship reading and they done told you that you got hexes and curses on your head that need to be cleansed and you know
Right. Like three of
like
them, and they got to break them. Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
And then you gotta buy all this stuff so they can break it and then give them some like no, no,
Yeah.
just
Now
no.
you got to do a reconnection spell after that.
Hmm. Yeah. So it's just a
It's
no.
a lot. And I laugh because I honestly also want to know, how do people fall for stuff like that? But I know people, some just don't know. They just don't know no better. So
It's some people just don't know, but also people just be seeking stuff. Like
mhm.
just imagine if you're somebody who you used to be a church goer, you have all this church hurt, you came out of the church, right? Now you've gone into spirituality, you're searching
Mhm.
for somebody to validate how you feel, validate what you're thinking, help you enhance your knowledge. And then somebody comes up and they start saying all the things that just seem to feel right in your spirit. And you don't know it any different. So you're just like, oh my God, this is what I needed. I'm supposed to be here. And then slowly but surely you start to realize going down the same hole of indoctrination. And it's just, I hate to say this, but it's almost like it's easy for people to fall into that trap because they're seeking outside of themselves.
Right.
That's the problem right now with the spiritual community. And then people
Okay,
are
so I
also,
got a question for you. Okay, so my question is, this happened in a reading recently. And this is a lady, she calls me quite frequently, right? She calls me at least maybe like once a week. Well, she said yesterday, and it kind of bothered me that she said this. She was like, I'm getting so close to just going to my pastor and talking to him about this because I keep getting these readings and I'm thinking, is the readings blocking what I want to happen, or is the readings blocking my blessings? Should I to my pastor? And my response is, if you're feeling like that, you might want to not get no more readings. You feel me? Like, for now, maybe you need to take a little break from the readings. Now, if I were a grifter, like how some people are, they would be like,
yeah, what happened? What happened to magic? There she go.
I'm back. I don't know, girl, this internet is driving me.
It's okay. What were you saying?
What would your response be to that lady's concern of, do I need to go to my pastor?
I would have told her to go talk to her pastor.
Mm-hmm.
I would have told her, go and have a conversation with your pastor. You know, I don't know if she's getting all these readings with you or if she's getting all
No, I
these
think
readings.
she's getting them with a lot of different people, and I feel like that's what she's feeling.
That's a problem. So I would have told her, like, definitely go and
Mm-hmm.
talk to your pastor, because if you're getting all these different readings from all these different people, all these different energies, it's
Mm-hmm.
bound to create some spiritual chaos because you have too many people tapping into your energy, too many people tapping into the frequency and flow of what it is that you're trying
Right.
to accomplish. So go talk to your pastor. Maybe your pastor can give you a revelation that you have not been given in these sessions, you know. And
And I
if you
definitely feel like it's a such thing as getting too many readings. And I don't know if people realize that, like, you're doing too much, you're mixing too many different words of advice. The same, you're asking about the same thing over and over. That's not healthy.
Yes, I don't know if people realize that, but it is not healthy, and it creates kind of like a spiritual psychosis, to be honest with y'all. So you need to just stay away from that. I tell people all the time, even watching too many free readings on whatever
Mm-hmm.
can be unhealthy and mentally, it can corrupt you. And it just goes back to what I said. You need to stop always seeking outside yourself. Like, sometimes you need to come and sit down with somebody who can tap into your subconscious and confirm the things that you know you need to do and give you a little bit of foresight about what to expect so you know how to move. That's when you
Right.
to a spiritual counselor. Sometimes you need somebody to intervene on your behalf because you don't feel like you have the strength, the knowledge, or the wherewithal to do so. So then you go to a conjurer and they can help
Mm-hmm.
you with that, you know. But beyond that, if you're having like cyclic blockages, like none of your relationships are working out, every job you get, you end up losing, you need to be ready to do some work if you're going to come to a spiritual practitioner. And anybody that really is about that life is going to tell you, you need to do some type of coaching. You know, I can work with you for 6 weeks and we can do this, or, you know, however, whatever the program or course or whatever the case may be. They're not going to tell you, get this reading one time and everything is going to be resolved, because it doesn't
Right.
work like that. It
Yeah.
just doesn't. So if you are going to go to a spiritual counselor and you want solutions and you have an issue that is not a one-off issue, it's cyclic and something that just keeps plugging you, you need to be ready to go and do the work, because that one-off reading is not going to do it. Now, we may have a one-off reading and I may tell you, okay, this is what you need to do. This is how long you need to do it. And
you need to take it from there. Yeah.
yes, you take it from there. And then you know, you go on about your business, you do what I said do, and you give it to the universe. You know what I'm saying? And let it work its magic. But you thinking that you're gonna come to me and I'm gonna magically change your life just based on flipping some cards, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's
so
not.
unrealistic. And I've been getting a lot of people recently who are like, when they call me, they don't have a question. They just want me to start reading everything that they need to be told. And then they'll be like, no. But I'm like, ma'am, this is my first time meeting you. So you need to give me some context. I don't know your life. I'm not that type of person or a psychic that is just going to instantly tap into everything you got going on and tell you what you need to hear. And I just get frustrated sometimes. There's some things that we need to have a little vent session, a little psychic girl vent session.
Yes,
so I can get it off my chest.
No, we really do. You can call me anytime for that.
Okay.
You know, I have gotten to the point now where I don't really mind it as much when people do that, as long as they have the time for it.
Okay. Yeah. We can
I'm
get into
not,
it. Yeah.
I'll get into it. Like, I'll definitely tap into your energy, see what spirit is telling. If you don't, because some people just, they're skeptical, so they don't want to give too much context because they feel like they're just telling you what to say.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, you know, whatever. Like, I can understand that. And I've gotten to the point now where I can do it. Like, I can cold read somebody. Do I like cold reading? No, I don't like cold reading, because I feel like I'm wasting my time and your time if I'm cold reading you and you actually have a specific question or concern. Now, if you don't, then fine. Let me go ahead and cold read you, give you whatever spirit's giving me. I'm sure something's going to resonate, and then we could take the reading from there. But if you do have something specific, let's just say, you know, you ask me what's going on, and I'm telling you, like, you know, you keep being with these men who don't got their shit together, and you need to set better boundaries and cleanse yourself, and, you know, you need to protect yourself. And you're like, well, I'm wondering about work. See, I don't like shit like that.
Exactly. Yes. So yes. Yeah.
If you're wondering about something, just tell me so we can get to the nitty-gritty of what you're wondering about first, and then I'll deliver whatever additional messages spirit has.
Yeah.
But don't come to somebody and then have something specific that you want to talk about and then deny it, because you're wasting my time and you're wasting your time. And honestly, I don't have time for it. Like, I just don't. I don't have time for it, because I'm to the point now where don't come talk to me if you're not ready to do the work, if you're not ready to hear the truth, if you don't want to hear, if you just want me to tell you something to make you feel good, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why y'all have gotten into this space where you think that, I was gonna say spiritual readings, but I'm gonna even go further and say tarot readings. Why you think tarot readings are some sort of quick fix, but it's just not.
It's not. No.
Not. Okay, so my next question for you is, when it comes to doing tarot readings, everybody has a different reading style. Everybody has different things that they draw from in order to interpret the messages of the cards. What would you say is your reading style?
Okay. I never been good at shuffling, so I kind of shuffle. I don't know. First, I always like knock my deck. I talk to my deck. I'd be like, hey, this was going on. Like, I might say it out loud or I might say it in my head, but I'll be like, this is what I need from you. Like, okay, this is 11. She wants to know about business. Let's pull on that. So then I go there and then I make connections. I associate what, like, I usually pull multiple cards at once, usually 3 to 4 cards. And I associate, okay, This card's got an 8, this card got a 1 and a 7. That's 8. Then you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm making connections. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the signs. That's why my deck that I created is mostly text. It's a lot of text. It's talking about the keywords. It's talking about symbols on the card. It shows you a little image, but it's mostly text because I like to make those connections. Okay, I'm seeing this word come up a few times on these cards, so this is important. I'm like a highlighter when I'm reading. So I'm highlighting the information that whatever pops out is what pops out. Also, like what I'll see or I'll hear basically more context a lot of times. Like, okay, this card came out, and then spirit will be like, ask them this. And so I'll ask them that, and it'll be a relevant question so that when I pull to clarify, there's more information that comes out. So I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place. I do mix and match all of my decks. I mostly read the tarot decks for the clients that call me because they want to hear. Like, for some reason, they want to hear the tarot. They don't want to hear like, oh, my oracle deck is telling you this, but it'll be just as relevant. So I mostly do the tarot for them, but for my personal clients, I use all of my decks. I mix and match because they all have a different voice. They all have a different way that they show me, information. They all kind of have a different way of communicating, but a lot of times those repeat messages, that's what's important. That's what's priority. So that's how I read, basically.
Nice. I like that. I like that. Okay. What would you say is the most, or not the most, but what would you say is the importance of keeping some consistent routine of cleansing, protection, and prosperity? And not that you need to tell us your whole routine,
Mm-hmm.
but like, what are just some things that you do?
Okay, so that'll probably lean us into more of the moonology talk too, because I am big on tracking where the moon is. That's how I know, okay, this is the day I need. It's like the moon tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? If the moon is here, I know that I need to do my prosperity work today because it's going to amplify on this day. It's a Thursday. The moon is waxing or whatever. And it's just like, okay, this is just, it gives me a game plan. I don't have to do much thinking when I know this certain, moon phase and zodiac sign and all of that lends a certain energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just go with that. I'm gonna just get in alignment with that. So if this is a good day for protection, that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm almost mostly pretty much daily with mine. And unless I've been busy, like I've been super busy. I'm back in school right now, so I haven't been tracking the moon as closely as I do. But
Mhm.
I do the lunar mansions. I look at the degrees. Where's it at? Like, I really be tracking the moon to know what to do in my routine.
Yeah, me too. I track the moon every day. I journal where the moon is at. I even go as far as looking up like how it affects me personally, like
Mm-hmm.
where it's transiting my natal chart. Because the moon is the one planet that is constantly in motion, and it's heavily tied to our emotions. Our emotions are heavily tied to our energy. So, with that being said, I need to know what's going on. I need to know how it's going to affect me. That's a good tip.
Mm-hmm.
Um, since we're on the subject of moonology, let's just go a little bit deeper into that. So,
Mm-hmm.
I have not had a guest yet where I've talked about moonology, but moonology is very important in my practice. My business name, 11 Moons. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be so frustrated because I'll be having like new and full moon events. Like, I have a whole subscription where I do like lunar rituals and I give meditation
Mm-hmm.
and prayers and all the things every single new and full moon. And I just be feeling like y'all do not care about the moon. But then let me go MIA for one moon out of a year and y'all are looking for me. And it's just like
Right.
it's just like y'all need to, like, if you are getting something out of what it is that I'm putting out, tell me, like,
Mm-hmm.
show up, let me know it. Because one thing about a Capricorn, baby, we do not like not having the ROI. If I'm gonna invest my time and energy, I want a return on it. And if it ain't no return, I don't want to do it. And I'm a Leo
Right.
moon, bitch. You gonna see me and you gonna give me some validation. Otherwise, I don't want to do it. I just don't. But
Yeah.
outside of that, the reason why I do all of that is because I'm constantly tracking the moon. Why am I constantly tracking the moon? Because the moon affects us very heavily and it's always moving. So it's important to know when there's a new moon. It's important to know when there's a full moon, when the first quarter moon is, when the last quarter moon is. It's important to know when the moon is in your sun sign, because there are certain things that you could be doing to further your prosperity, to further your intentions during that time. That's just like your own personal new moon, and it happens frequently within the year. So, tracking the moon is like a good practice in terms of just checking in with yourself and finding direction for your subconscious to flow when you're not that tapped into it. And even if you are, just writing out sometimes where the moon is and how it's fallen into your chart will give you some better insight.
Right.
I'll also say this: people are always talking about workings from the full moon to from the new moon to the full moon, but it's not necessarily the new moon, the most recent new moon to the most recent full moon. It's the new and full moon of the same sign. So
The
we
6
just
months.
had, yeah, it's like the timing. Y'all got to remember about the timing of that, because you're not going to be able to do that much in 4 weeks' time. That's how much it takes to get from new moon to full moon. Most times, sometimes the moon cycle changes a little bit, but most of the time it's 4 weeks. But in 6 months, 5.5 months, you
Yeah.
can accomplish a whole lot. And that's how much time it takes to really get from the new moon in Aries to the full moon in Aries.
Listen, I know that to be facts. That is facts, because last I have to really think back. I think it was the buck moon, right?
The
The
what?
buck moon, and it took me a whole year actually. So sometimes it's not even going to be within that 6 months window. It might be from the full moon to the next full moon in that same
Yeah.
sign. Because the buck moon, I was doing work for a house. I needed a new house because they had to tear down my other house. By the next buck moon, I had my house. So it's like you have to know that this stuff takes time. It's not going to be over one moon cycle. So yeah, that's a very good point to make.
Yeah, it's important to remember that, because a lot of people will do work with the new moon and they get discouraged because they're like, the full moon comes and nothing has come to pass. I don't even have any confirmation yet. And it's like, you're not even invested enough to take the time. Like, you just want instant. And when working with the moon, you're not going to get instant gratification. As quickly as the moon moves, it's all about shadow integration. So unless you're doing the work of integration as you're doing these spiritual workings,
Right.
it's not gonna happen. It's just
Yeah.
not. So moonology is very important. It's just as important as astrology. I wish that there was more of a focus around it, but
Yeah, me too. Yeah, because I feel like it's just, especially for women, because I feel like we're like so tied with the moon. It's like it should be second nature to know, okay, this is the moon phase, and this is the phase that I'm in, with your cycle. So it's
yeah,
like, yeah.
because like my cycle for years and years was coming with the full moon. And
Mm-hmm.
just this year it has changed to the new
To the
moon.
new moon. Me too. That's crazy.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, but like, people look at me crazy when I say stuff like that, because they don't
It
they
makes
don't
sense
track
to
it.
me though. Yeah.
But I'm like, it makes sense. Like, with the direction that I'm moving in and the things that I'm trying to manifest right now, where I'm at, like, it makes sense. But like,
That alignment. Yeah.
if you don't know, then you have no idea. I want y'all to put in the comments after y'all watch this video. Does your cycle come with the full moon, the new moon, the first quarter moon, or the last quarter moon? It's gonna come with one of them. It's gonna
Yeah.
come with one of them. I don't care who
Pay
you are.
attention to it. Yeah.
But pay attention, it's gonna come with one of them. I promise you. Even if your period is irregular, when it does come, it's still gonna come either with the new moon,
in alignment, yeah.
the first quarter moon, or the last quarter moon. I'm telling you.
And remember, I like the way I observe it, the phase is that day that is hitting that phase, and 3 days before and 3 days after.
That's exactly what I was about to just say. Yep. Even if it's a few days before or after, it's still
in that alignment. Yep.
So yeah, put that in the comments, check it, download the Lux Moon app, Moonly app. There's so many apps that you can download, track it. But I like the Lux Moon and Moonly. Those are my preferred moonology apps.
I use Moon X. I think it's the Moon X app, and then
I like
Time
Moon.
Passages.
I like it too. Time Passages is like my go-to for everything.
Yeah, I
like
love it.
For transits, for birth charts, for my own natal chart, for current astrology.
It's so to the point and clear. Which apps do you not like though? Because I don't really like CoStar. I'm not a fan of CoStar.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like a lot of apps.
Yeah.
I like Time Passages. I like Astrofuture. I like astroseek.com because it's directly tied to passages. Horos, I like, and Horos has just gotten some upgrades. So I like it even more now. Like now they show you the degrees, they give you like a daily horoscope. Like it's gotten even more advanced in Horos, and they let you change the house system now. So I like Horos.
Okay, so what house system do you use?
I use Placidius.
Okay, I think that's what a lot of people mostly use. I use Equal House because I just like how everything kind of falls within that. It may shift it a little bit though, but I like how it falls within the house, and it's not like, I don't know. Something about Equal House is more accurate for me.
I like Equal House, but I feel like for my own personal birth chart, it doesn't make sense. Like when I put my chart in Equal House system, it just doesn't really
I think it shifts me my Scorpio from the 11th to the 12th. So yeah, it's certain things that do shift in that system, but it makes sense for me. So
but yeah, I use Placidius, but those are a few astrology apps that I like. And as far as moon apps, really Deluxe Moon is what I use primarily.
I gotta look that one up.
I had Moonly, I liked it. I don't have it anymore. I deleted it. What else? Moon X I had for a while. I like Moon X. The only reason why I deleted it because I just like Deluxe Moon more. But
I would say go check it out though, because they have been. It seems like they've been doing a lot of add-ons to there. So I find it pretty interesting.
But yeah, those are.
I'm gonna look at Deluxe Moon.
I don't like CoStar. I don't like the Pattern app. I don't like.
Oh, me neither. Yeah.
What's that other one that people be using? It's Astro something. I don't know. It's a lot of these apps that y'all be using. I don't like it. Like, just it's inaccurate. First of all, second of all, they put too many different archetypes together to explain stuff. Like it seems like they don't have actual writers all the time for these apps. That a little bit of it is AI, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. Like it's efficiency, but because of that, it just doesn't give you the right context. Whereas
because I do be wrong when it comes to astrology stuff. I've seen that it does be wrong sometimes. So you have to have somebody that's kind of like already skilled in knowing, because there's some nuances in it. You know what I'm saying? It's not just it's a language. It's like a model that you could follow, but it's also an art to it. And I think that was also something I wanted to talk about is like in I'm gonna talk for myself, my spiritual practice and in astrology, I look at it as an art. How can it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it's like just a creative thing for me, you know? So I don't look at it as just like something scientific, you know, it's like there's an art Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I totally get it. For me, it's a system because I'm
Mm-hmm.
Capricorn, so everything is about systems and efficiency. Um, but me being a Scorpio rising, I get the fact of like when we say it's an art because it is. Once you learn it, because
Yeah,
the
you have to know the language of it. Yeah.
yes, the application is really the art. The navigation
Mm-hmm.
is really the art. But just the system itself, definitely, it's just healing, y'all. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
astrology. Okay, some people are not gonna like what I'm about to say, and I don't really care. Y'all know I don't care. But um, when we speak about astrology and the planets are celestial bodies. These are the
Mm-hmm.
heavens. The
Mm-hmm.
heavens. Okay. So when you think about the fact that the planets are the heavens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Earth is the only planet that has not just life because other planets have life, but
Mm-hmm.
Earth has parasites because humans are parasites. All we do is take from the earth
Mm-hmm.
to feed our carnal desire. That's all we do. Really, that's all we do. So with that being said, Earth is hell. It's hell. And it's hell not by chance, but by design. So, in
Mm-hmm.
order to navigate hell and tap back in with the heavens, with God, right? You
Yeah.
have to tap into the planets. And
Girl,
that
I never thought about it like that. And I feel like that is so, yeah, that's on point.
and that's why like it's important to activate, like when people say Christ consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
that's what Christ consciousness is. Understanding that your body dwells on this earth, but you are not of this earth. So
Right.
every time you make a decision, whether it's what you eat, what you drink, who you're hanging out with, what you're listening to, how you treat somebody, every time you make a decision that chooses your carnal desire over what you know spiritually you're supposed to be doing,
Mm-hmm.
you're separating yourself from the heavens and you're pulling yourself deeper into hell. That's
Mm.
how that works,
Yeah.
metaphysically speaking. So, me and Magic don't have time to have metaphysical Bible study today,
Oh
but
man, dang.
but I'm telling you, this
Yes,
stuff is in the
girl.
Bible. It's just
Mm-hmm.
a matter of learning how to decode the symbolism and not taking things literally.
But you
Really,
know
is
what? How I think of it sometimes, God is infinite, right? God is not going to just put us here with no map or nothing to teach us. They say that the Bible is that. You know what I'm saying? But
it
I look at
is.
it as yeah, true. But I think about it as the astrology is that too. If you know how to work with that and you know how to get in alignment with that, you shouldn't be too far off from your goal or what you want to happen. God got made a way you
Yes,
know.
but astrology is in the Bible.
11. Okay, I hate to cut you off, but somebody's pulling up at my house. They're about to knock on my door. I'm gonna have to talk to them, get my Wi-Fi. So we are definitely gonna have to do this again. My Wi-Fi
Yes.
gonna be up and popping. We're gonna have a lot, and we are gonna have metaphysical Bible study, y'all. Look, it's become a thing. It is now a thing because I feel like that would be so fun to just look at different past scriptures and stuff and look at like what spiritual knowledge we can get from that, you know.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go because I don't want to hold
Okay.
you, but I'm gonna close out this episode and then you let me know when you want to do part two. Um,
Yes. Okay. I
because
had
I'll
fun.
kind of time it around when I air part one.
Okay, cool. Okay. Well, I'll
Okay.
talk to you later. Bye.
Later. All right, you guys. So I just want to finish up my thought, even though Magic had to go, which is essentially astrology is in the Bible, okay? Um, you just need to learn numerology, you need to learn symbology or symbolism. I don't know why I said symbology, and you need to learn the the planets, and then you'll understand that the 12 disciples represent the 12 different signs of the zodiac. And, you know, there's a lot, I could go all day in about this, but the whole point is tapping into astrology, get it helps you get closer to God. I don't know why astrology is so demonized in the Christian religion. Yoga is so demonized in the Christian religion. People say that it's because, you know, God is the jealous God, doesn't want us worshiping any other gods. I don't know about y'all, but I don't worship the planets. I don't know about y'all, but I don't worship any gods of the yogic religion. Um, I believe that the yogic religion teaches about energy healing and energy balancing, and I fully 100% support that, because it teaches you how to get closer to God. Um, I don't like how everything that is misunderstood by people's misinterpretation of the Bible as literal text becomes demonized, and it really pushes us further away from the things that we need to see to get our lives moving. At the end of the day, God is source. Okay, God is source. God is the light. God is the way. God is your portion. You're not going to have anything that's going to trump God, so you don't put anything before God, but you use the tools that you have on this earth to get closer to God, to balance out your energy, to raise up your vibrational frequency. Okay. You fast, you pray, you stay in alignment with what's going on with the celestial bodies and how it's affecting you. You become aware of yourself and your purpose by deepening your knowledge of self. Okay. Me and Magic, we're supposed to get a little bit into shadow integration, but I've talked enough about shadow integration with other guests. You guys know that's an important aspect of the spiritual journey. It just is. You have to learn to integrate your shadow tendencies. You have to. They're not going to die. They're not going to be destroyed. They're not going anywhere. You got to learn how to make them work for you. Or you have to learn to transcend and evolve past them so that they meet you where you're at. Okay. So I'm gonna leave you all with that for now. I'll get with Magic to do a part 2, and I probably will just air this after we do the part 2 so that they can be back to back and y'all won't feel like y'all are missing out on anything. But I am gonna pull a postcard from Spirit for us. And it says, "Dear you, we are gathering our magic together to help you celebrate your new beginning. You're stepping into a new version of your life, getting to tell a new story as you create it. Doesn't it feel like spring when the urge to expand wells up inside you from a primal place? The form of what you are growing has yet to take shape, and it is exciting to experience this fresh and new beginning. It's normal to feel both push and pushback when entering any kind of new relationship. It's okay to admit that you don't really know what to expect. What you can know is it's time to dive in and allow that new version of life to take shape, right? To take shape through you on behalf of your partner in life. Spirit. Did y'all hear what I said? What you can know is it's time to dive in and allow that new version of life to take shape through you on behalf of your partner in life. Spirit, you have made it to a new level of awakening and contributing, and we are so excited to see where this will take you next. We are so proud of you. Baby, I don't know if that message was for me or for y'all. I feel like it was for me. I'm not even gonna hold you, but I receive it. I believe it. I'm here for it. If you feel like that message was for you, make sure you put in the comments, I receive it, I believe it, I'm here for it. Make sure y'all thumbs up the video. Make sure y'all leave a comment to join the conversation. Make sure you share the video out to your friends who need to hear these spiritual conversations to get some inspiration to keep going on their journey, okay? Here at Enlightened Investments, we have enlightening conversations that will lead you towards evolution and empowerment. So if you don't put anything else in the comments, make sure you comment empowered and enlightened, and I will see you guys on the next episode.